Well, in 2024, the prospects for Nigeria and United Arab Emirates business relations appears promising, with both countries poised to further strengthen their economic ties and explore new opportunities for collaboration. Recall non-all bilateral trade between Nigeria and Dubai reached a value of $2.1 billion in 2022, representing business management consulting, Mr. Abubakar Ibrahim. Good afternoon. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Ibrahim.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year to you, Tolu.
Yes, it's great to have you around to speak around this again. But I want us to start with the season. How did it go? Yes, let's say that's on a lighter note. How did it really go over there? Did Nigerians come in as usual, that influx that we used to see?
Unfortunately, not quite a lot of Nigerians came in, but the festive season here has always been tremendously great. The United Arab Emirates has always been a global player when it comes to culture, diversity, and entertainment. It was on the high. Quite a lot of people were here, quite a lot of fireworks. The excitement was on. People were celebrating. And, there were more prospects for, tourists and investors and residents. But unfortunately, Nigeria was missing out. And a lot of businesses actually felt it that Nigeria was not part of this whole celebration process here in the United Arab Emirates. Most especially myself too.
Well, of course you would. So now let's look at the potentials, the investment potential now for both countries. Of course, both countries have economic growth potential, but what do you see moving forward and how can this be strengthened?
That's Tolu, like we've always discussed on this program. I mean, the last two conversations we've had, we've actually pointed out the sectors that needed to be looked into by the Nigerian government as well as the United Arab Emirates government. But, I'm going to focus on three major sectors that I believe in 2024 will be a major enhancement to that relationship. I'll look at the energy sector, mineral resources we have in Nigeria. If we actually put ourselves on that global stage to actually play
about bilateral relations, something very important is trade and, of course, investment policies, of course, incentives that investors will want to see that would attract you because the money goes where it's appreciated and where you can make more profit, where you can add more and more and more. That's what investors want. What do you make of the investment climate, of the environment policies between both countries at the moment?
For decades, Dubai has been very, objective about incentives and policies they've actually implemented within the Middle East. Even when it was right after the COVID, it was being choked on them to start taxation. And if you can imagine, the taxation level is just 5% within the country. And before it was a non-taxable economy. Most of the international 500 Fortune companies are situated in Dubai. Their head offices are situated in Dubai. They've created an economic enabling environment for the global community to come and sustain themselves and do, credible business. So I believe it sets us back to where we're going to start from again. But I want to believe that this current situation that we're in is years of decay of, from one government to another, and nobody's taking on the baton to continue on where, every economic policies are stuck. I've actually listened to quite a lot of, economic forums within Nigeria and things that have been implemented, but none of them are being followed through to the letter. So I believe with the incentives that are in place right now, if followed through, I believe there's going to be a great improvement within the bilateral.
Some will talk about bureaucracy, of course, that may debar the actualization of some of these projects or prospects. So what do you think can be done to address all of this so that everyone can be on the same page? Look at what has happened with our passport issuance here. You can now get your passport within a stipulated time. And, you know, everything is working as planned because the minister has said, yes, this must be done. How do we try to synergize this and make sure that there is no bureaucracy? People are able to get permits, they're able to get approvals, they're able to move on with their businesses. Digital platforms are instituted that would limit face-to-face interactions and make things so seamless. What do you make of that?
Great idea. I was also about to talk about that. With the technology aspect, we need quite a lot of automation systems in Nigeria. When it comes to, you know, dealing with quite a lot of government entities, we need quite a lot of automations. You see, with the automation process, you're able to actually filter and manage quite a lot of resources. Not the human capacity aspect, but we're not taking away jobs from people, we're only creating efficiency. With the automation system, we create efficiency. By creating efficiency, you're actually adding value to the system. So that's one aspect that I believe, in terms of technology brain drain, we need quite a lot of technologies in Nigeria to actually create that efficiency. I remember when Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Lagos State, there were quite a lot of initiatives created in terms of tasks and some other automations within the Lagos State system that actually generated internal revenue in Nigeria, within the Lagos State. So I believe if Nigeria can be looked at, 80% of the Nigerian population, if I'm not mistaken, have lacked the literate level to actually understand quite a lot of automations. Even some government offices are still, you know, following the manual process. With a lot of automations, you're able to collect data, you're able to filter information, you're able to make prompt decisions ahead of time, and you're able to research ahead of time. And I believe in one of the last conversations you also had with the Minister of Mines, which I listened to, he spoke about big data, which is something that we need to start working on. We need to start using such kind of information to actually tell the world how we as Nigerians are actually improving in our process. It will help to actually create all these bottlenecks that we are seeing. Look at the port authorities, look at the customs initiative. There are quite a lot of things that need to be automated. Even the transport union, the road network, everything needs to be automated.
Finally, what more should we be looking at? How well is government engaging civil societies, industry associations, you know, to get the right feedbacks, consulting stakeholders to identify issues? How well is this happening, and how do you think we can get better with that in 2024?
In order for Nigeria to get better, we need to start having engagement with international communities who have been through this life. We can't know it all. Nigerians are very brilliant-minded people, but we can't know it all. But the truth about it is we need to become a global player as well. And how do you become a global player? You learn from those who have actually made those mistakes and are actually improving on it. I always use Dubai as a reference because I reside here. Dubai has learned from the Western countries, the Western world, and they've actually perfected on what they've done. Nigeria can do the same. Nigeria has the capacity to do this. So I believe the way forward is patriotism. We need quite a lot of people who are patriotic in Nigeria, in every sector, every facet of the economy. We need people to actually have national interest rather than self-interest. I don't want to be political about this. I just wanted to be very, very business-minded about this whole conversation. But I believe in 2024, there's people will take us seriously if we manage our internal, operations and the governmental affairs very seriously. There are quite a lot of people who want to come and invest in Nigeria, but the bottlenecks still stands as in security, power generation, which everything is a process. But I believe there are quite a lot of countries who are actually investing in Nigeria. Take example, Indians are investing. Lebanon is investing. Chinese are coming to take the benefits. How are they doing it? Because they grew from an economy which is like us. So they understand the bottom. So there are quite a lot of things that we need to work on. But with that national patriotism, I believe things will go on well. That's just my advice.
It's a good way to live it, and we'll keep talking to you to update us with regards to these relations, because this must work one way or the other.
It must. I certainly agree with you.
All right, Managing Partner, Healthcare Business Management Consulting, Mr. Abubakar Ibrahim, thank you for joining us to share your thoughts on this very important topic live from Dubai. We appreciate you.